Hello guys, Milo the Galaxy Boy here. Today we are back with How to Build Remastered, and we are back with the Evil Nun series. Let's just get started. So for this episode, or for the actual, next 4 actually, we are going to be decorating the inside of the rooms. So it's probably going to take a little bit each episode. These are probably going to be longer, because the other ones I could just time-lapse. I'd be like, okay, fill in this part with the floor, fill in this part with the walls, fill in this part with the ceilings, add the lights, add the doors, and that's it. That was every other episode, basically. But now we actually got to decorate, and there's basically a lot more detail we have to do now. So this is going to get kind of difficult, I guess. So yeah, let's just get started. And by the way, I'm not planning on making it identical to, the design in the actual game. I know, for example, I'm pretty sure the ceiling in this room is higher, and there's a balcony somewhere here that you can't get to, but you can see it. I don't remember 100%, but yeah, the ceiling's supposed to be much higher in this room, but we're not really focused on that. This is I guess an early version of the game, you could call it. And as you can see, we also don't have the door right here and stuff. So right now we are just going to go in the corner right here like this. Or actually, no, we could put it in the middle. And I did not mean to break that block. But yeah, so we're going to get chiseled bookshelves. And then put 2 rows like this. And then a third one facing out this way. And then we are going to fill all of these with books. So we're going to make them full like this. Add quartz slabs at the end, like the pillows basically. Then blue carpet as the blankets. And what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to make a shelf. So we're going to do something like this. And then put in slabs right here like this. And then we are going to put in a table right here where the door would be. And I'm going to put a flower pot, torch flower, and heavyweight pressure plate on it. So yeah, I think this looks nicer. And finally, we are going to add in some paintings. So we'll put in, or not finally, because we still have one more thing, but we'll put a painting there. Let's put a painting right here. They're both yellow. I guess that's an interesting choice we're doing. We're going to make them all different. You know what, I don't want to make them yellow, because it blends in with the wall too much, I guess. And then we'll just put one right there. Make it different. There we go. And we're going to put in carpet. We'll put it right here. Yeah, this is good for now. And yeah, that's basically how it's going to look in the end. And now we can move on outside the room to the hallway right here. So in the game, this hallway doesn't really have anything, just a few shelves and paintings. But what we're going to do, we're going to add more shelves and paintings than in the game. So we're going to put in a shelf right here. And you know, we'll make this like a storage hallway kind of, with boxes and stuff. So we'll put a shelf there. I did not mean to drop that. And we'll put in a shelf right here. So it's going to look something like this. And then we'll put in, let's put one across right here. And then we'll put one at this end. And I think finally I'll just put a shelf right, actually I'll make this a table. I'll add one table here. So this part of the hallway looks nice. This part's kind of just shelves and stuff. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get paintings and boxes, brown shulker box to be specific. And I'll get a flower pot, cornflower, and heavyweight pressure plate, I guess. So we'll put that right here. So flower pot, cornflower, heavyweight pressure plate, like that. So that's done. And we'll put in a painting there, and let's put one right here. That looks good. And the reason we were getting boxes, we're going to put them around here. We'll put 2 there. We'll put 2 there and 1 there. 2 there. And then something like that and that. So as you can see, it's kind of like a storage hallway in this version of our build. And we'll put a painting here. You know, I'm going to try to not match those ones, so yeah, that works. And what do we get here? I think that's a match, so let's try to get something different. That works. And we'll put one right here as well, like this. And that one's good. It is kind of yellow, but it's different enough that it works, basically. And should I put one here because it's kind of close to that? I'm going to do it. So, what's one we didn't get yet? Oh, we didn't get that flower one, but it was... I need to get the flower one, I think. That's the only other one that's not yellow. There we go. So yeah, that's this room done. As you can see, it's just this pretty much. So yeah, let's move on to this area. Let's move on to this room right here. So what we're gonna do for this one is we're not gonna make it like the actual game, which has like a thing here with fire and a hole in the ceiling. And yeah, it's like we're gonna make this more accurate to an actual school, I think. So we're gonna make it like an office kind of room where like the teachers like work and stuff when they're not teaching. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something like that, and then we'll do something like this, and we'll do something like this. So as you can see, it's kind of just an office setup here, like that. And here's what we're gonna do next. So now we're gonna put in computers on each one. So we're gonna put heavyweight pressure plates on each one like this. Don't get them confused with these ones. These are not keyboards, these are. And we're gonna put in oak signs on the back of each one. Don't write in anything unless you want to write in like computer or add a logo or something, if you can. And then add in paintings right here. So yeah, even the yellow ones are fine in this time. You know, I'm gonna make one of them also like the other yellow one, so we can put more on the walls and stuff. So yeah, I think this works. So we're gonna do something like that, and then we're gonna get in a stone button, and we're gonna put it in like this, sideways. So that's like a mouse, basically. You know what we're gonna do as well? We're gonna give them flower pots, and we'll put something in it. What should we put in? I'm just gonna do these saplings. So there we go. We got oak, we got spruce, and we got birch. There we go. And now we can put in paintings around the room. So we'll add in a painting here. Don't use this painting, basically, or these two. And then let's put in a painting in the middle. So that is right here, pretty much. And there's a painting back here, which we're gonna do that. That works. And we're gonna put that there. We're gonna put a painting in the back right here. And we'll put in a painting across right here. And make it one we didn't use yet. That works. Okay, we have to change this one. I didn't even realize somehow. But yeah, I'm gonna try to not like use the same one as a different painting in here. I need to make sure it's... Is there not another one? You know what? No painting here. Yeah, I think this is going to be the room, basically, like the final look of it. As you can see, very different from the actual game. But I kind of like this design. So, let's move on before we go here, which, as you can see, is kind of a lot. We have that, and then these two rooms. Room here and a room here. We'll get to that area next episode. And up to here, basically. So, what we're going to start with is we are going to go back and go this way. Because we have a hallway here. And we have a room here. We're gonna do this area right at the end. So after we do this room and this room, we'll get over to that other side of the building. So we're gonna kind of do a similar style, I think, with this room over here, where it's like storage basically. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in one shelf in this room, like this. We'll put a box here, and we'll put in a box here. I think, or right there is good. So it's gonna look like this. And we're going to add in a few paintings. So we're going to add one there. And let's add one on this side. I think that's good. So that's this entire room done. So in this room, there is a window here in the game. I think the idea is that this is like the room, like the office, I guess, or something. I think this is probably like the main office, if I had to guess. So we're going to put in stairs here like this and a slab. So that's like a desk. And we're going to put in a spruce stair right here. So we're going to put a heavyweight pressure plate right there. And we're going to put in gonna be kind of annoying. We have to go to the other side for this. We're gonna put in not that kind of sign, this kind of sign. And what we're gonna do now is head back in here. And now we're gonna add in a painting on this side. Okay, block off the top part. There we go. So we got a painting there now, and it's fine using that kind now. So it's gonna look like that. And then we are going to add in a flower pot. I'm gonna put jungle sapling in here. And we're gonna add a button for the mouse again. And then we're gonna add a carpet. So we're gonna add it right here like this. And we're gonna add in, I need to fix that part up. We are gonna add in a shelf right here. I think this should be good. Sound like this. And let's put a shelf here as well. So it's gonna be like this. We're gonna put in some paintings right here. I think this is good for the final room design, maybe. Well, I'll add in boxes. I'll just put in a box like right here and right here. I'll put it in 2 boxes there, actually, like that. And then maybe like a box there. I think something like this is good for our final design. I'll do that. So yeah, this is the final design of the office. A lot of storage in here as well. A lot of storage in this building. Realizing now that we're doing, not in the actual game. So yeah, now we can finally move on to this side of the building right here. So to start off, what we're going to do is we are going to add in tables. So it's going to go like this with the slab being directly across the door. And then we are going to put in, we're not going to put one in this area. There's 2 doors here, so we can't do that. We'll put in one right here. And we'll put in a table right here. A table right here. And we'll put one across, actually. I think that's good. We're going to put it here. And then we'll add in a table here. And let's put in a shelf at the end, actually. I think that'll be cool design choice for the end of the hallway, pretty much. So yeah, that's all the tables. Let's decorate them. So we're going to just put one right here, like that. One right here, like this. We'll put this right here. This right here. This right here. Okay, I need like two more, I think. Okay, I think this should be good, and this should be good. Like that. There we go. So now we can add in some paintings. So we can just put in one right here like this. We can put one in right here. And let's put one on both sides for this part, actually. That could be interesting. So we are going to have some repeats in this area just for how many paintings we're going to have. But let's do it at that area. So we are going to put in a painting right here. And we'll put in a painting right here, let's say. And let's do one we haven't repeated yet. There we go. So that's basically this hallway done. And for this area, we are going to have carpet, actually. So we'll put one right here like this. Actually, let's do multiple carpet. Let's do a green one right here. I think that looks good. And for the paintings, let's put one right here. I'm going to try to make a different design. There we go. And then we're just going to put a painting there. Painting here. Make a different one. There we go. And we'll put in a painting right here. I think that should be good. Well, we can put in a painting here. I think that's good. Let's put a painting right there. I'm going to try to make it a little bit different. Let's put in a painting here. This one. And finally, we can put in a painting right here. I think that's good enough. And then finally, for this last area, we'll put in a painting right here. A painting right here across from the door. Like this. I think that's good. And a painting right here. Is that good? That's good. There we go. That's all the paintings done in this area. That's basically this entire big area done. Right? Yeah. We could add some other stuff if we want to, though. Actually, I have an idea. What I like to do is put in blast furnace like this. And then put in some chains like this. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's going to be all for that part. Now let's move on to these other rooms. So we have 4 rooms here, and then we have this area to finish it off. And we'll get to the classroom areas after. Actually, we got to do something else first. We need to add in some signs. So this area is called bedrooms. And we're going to add glowing sack and white dye. So something like that's good. And we'll put the same thing here. Bedrooms like that. And then we could put in up here, I guess, classrooms. And I want to add that right there. There we go. And finally out here we're going to add the name of the school, which is Eagle Junior High School. And there we go. Put that in right there. So let's start out with the bed. So right here we're going to go over here and then do the same thing we did in the first room. And we're going to just put in books in this spot and then put in slabs. And we're going to do purple carpet for this room. And then we're going to go back to this area, do the same thing once again, and then just put in these right here, and we'll put in the books once again, like this. This is probably going to be the most difficult episode, by the way, when building all of this, or most difficult to follow, because, well, I'm messing up a lot, but also, this is the one with the most stuff to do, so, yeah, now let's add in some other stuff. So these ones are going to be very bland, just so you know. We're going to have a table right here, flower pot, acacia sapling, heavyweight pressure plate, and we'll put in a shelf right here. I think this will work. And we are going to add in a painting right here, make it different. There we go. And a painting right here. And I think that's all the paintings we're going to do in this area. And then in the other room, basically do exactly what we did. So we're going to put in a shelf right here, like this. And then we're going to put in a table. The difference this time, though, is we're going to do a dark oak sapling. Very different. So we're going to add the pressure plate there. And we're going to add in a painting here. Make it a different one, though, than one of those two. And then we're going to add in a painting here. And we'll add in a painting here. That works. So yeah, these two rooms are already done. Very bland, but yeah, that's just what we're going to have in those rooms. Now let's get to these rooms. So to start off, we are going to be doing this room, which is a bathroom. So it's going to be very different than the actual game. But we're just going to have a bath right here with like a shower and stuff. So we're just going to do that. And then we are going to... Why did I get smooth quartz stairs twice? I just realized. You know what we really need? We need the slabs. Why did I not get those? Okay, we're going to add in the slabs there. And I just realized we need to get water as well. Because we are going to be filling in this part right here. And then put in 2 tripwire hooks like that. Black stick glass panes. Put it around two levels up, I guess you could say. Because it's like the curves basically. And then we'll add in... Where should we put it? Let's put it right here. So the toilet's going to go right here. And it's going to face that way and then that way. Add the block, add a button on the side, and light gray carpet. There we go. And now for the sink. So we're just going to add a cauldron there, water bucket, tripwire hook, and we'll put in a painting right here. And you know what, let's put one in right here as well. And we'll put one in right here. And that's the entire bathroom done already, pretty much. Not a lot to do here. Let's just move on to our last room right here. So this is going to be kind of an interesting one to do. Starting with our tables and shelves, let's put in a shelf right here. I think that will work. And we can put in a table right next to it. So we'll put that right here. And then we can put in, I'm going to say a shelf on the opposite side of the table. So the slab should be at the same spot pretty much. And then we can put in a table here. And we can put in another shelf here. I think this will work out well. And we'll put in a shelf here as well. And I think that works. So let's put in some chairs, maybe. So it's like an event or something. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with this room because it's kind of just for one mini game in the actual game. So now with our last 2 saplings, we can put one there, put one there. And time to add the paintings, so we need to go back here, get our paintings, let's get some carpet. I'll do blue. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put in some carpet right here, like this. I think that works. And we'll put in some paintings. So let's put one right here. Let's put in one right here, like this. We'll put in one right here. And there we go. That's all the paintings we're gonna do pretty much in this room. And what do we put here? And finally, we can go over here and finish this area. So it's actually going to be very simple, this last part. We are just going to put in some shelves around here. Like, we'll put one there. Let's put one right here like this. I think this will work. We can put in one like this as well. And we'll put in one directly across it. I think that will work. So we're just going to do this basically. And let's put a table here, like one table. And we'll add in some paintings. I'm going to make them like different ones. So like that and like this. And we'll add in a painting right here. I'm going to try to make it different since we can right here, pretty much. So there we go. And we can add a painting right here. I think that's good for paintings. So what we're going to do is, I think you can add the mangrove one, right? Yeah, you can. So we're going to put a mangrove one there and then have a weird pressure plate. And with carpet, we are going to go out 4 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then out 2 on each side like that. And go out another 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be a 3 block gap from these 2 sides and then 2 block gap from the others. So like that. And then we're just going to do a 3x3. With green carpet like this. There we go. So that's going to be it for today's episode. And yeah, next episode we are going to be adding the decorations where we did in part 2. And you'll notice a theme because the episode 5 we just did is basically decorating episode 1. Episode 6 will be about decorating episode 2. Episode 7 will be about decorating episode 3. And episode 8 will be about decorating episode 4. And then episode 9 will just be the unique one where we just decorate the outside. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. Ring the bell to be notified when other videos come out. Leave a like on the video. So I have to order 2, but if I can, try to get to 1 before I take care eventually. And yeah, that's all. Bye.